From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Tuesday, January the 2nd, 2018. A number of rockets were launched over the weekend from Gaza at Israel. Last night, one rocket fell short and landed within Gaza. And today, a rocket landed in an open area in southern Israel. No damage or injury was reported. In response, Israeli jets struck a Hamas military compound in southern Gaza, with the IDF once again saying that it holds the terror group responsible for any hostility coming out of the Strip. Dozens of rockets have been fired at Israel since the beginning of December, and there have been calls from within Israel for a stronger response. But today, Israel's Chief of Staff, Lieutenant General Gadi Eisenkot, explained that deterrence is not built in a day and does not crumble in a day. Addressing a conference in Herzliya, Eisenkot said over 60 rockets have been fired towards Israel, 20 in the last month. This is something that we will not accept. We are carrying out various covert and open efforts, he explained, including promotion of restraining factors. And the IDF reported yesterday that a Palestinian terrorist tried to carry out a stabbing attack near Hebron in the West Bank. The attacker ran at Israeli troops that were stationed at the Beit Enun junction, armed with 2 knives. However, Israeli soldiers were able to neutralize the attacker without any shots being fired, and no injuries were reported. Well, there are conflicting reports about when U.S. Vice President Mike Pence will be arriving in Israel this month. If you recall, Pence was originally scheduled to visit Israel last month, but that trip was postponed so that Pence could be on hand in the States for the tax reform bill in Congress. The new estimated date given for the visit this month was for January the 14th. However, another delay was reported recently, and yesterday Pence's office said the Israel trip was still on for this month, but no definite date was given. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is set to travel with a delegation to India on January the 14th for 5 days. And today, Israel's Channel 10 reported that Pence will arrive on January the 21st in Israel, a few days after Netanyahu returns. Archaeologists in Israel shared a recent find. A unique and ancient clay seal impression from biblical times was revealed yesterday. It was discovered near the Western Wall in Jerusalem's Old City. Reuters reports that the Israel Antiquities Authority said the artifact, which is said to be the size of a small coin, was inscribed in ancient Hebrew as, quote, belonging to the governor of Jerusalem, which is the most prominent local position that was held at the time.
It supports the biblical rendering of the existence of a governor of the city in Jerusalem 2,700 years ago. The team says the artifact, inscribed belonging to the governor of the city in ancient Hebrew, was likely attached to a shipment or sent as a souvenir on behalf of the governor. The seal impression depicts 2 standing men facing each other in a mirror-like manner and wearing a striped knee-length garment. It was discovered near the plaza of Judaism's Western Wall in the Old City of Jerusalem. Archaeologists believe a building stood there where high-ranking officials lived, adjacent to the Jewish temple.
The World Union of Jewish Students, or WUJS, concluded its 44th World Congress yesterday. Students from about 36 countries across the globe gathered in Jerusalem for the 5-day assembly, which focused on a number of issues, including religious pluralism in Israel and fighting anti-Semitism around the world. The attendees declared the month of March Anti-Semitism Awareness Month and made plans to partner with several government ministries in Israel and college campus organizations around the world. Jewish-American comedian and actor Jerry Seinfeld spent his New Year's in Israel. The veteran comic gave 2 shows Saturday night at the Menorah Mivtachim Arena in Tel Aviv. Seinfeld also spent time in other parts of the country, touring a number of historic sites with his family. And today, their travels included a stop at the Ramon Air Base in southern Israel, where the beloved funny man posed for some photos with the Israeli Air Force squadron stationed there, which the IAF then proudly posted to their Twitter page. And taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Tuesday, January the 2nd at 7 o'clock, Yair Rosenberg, who is the #2 most targeted Jewish journalist for anti-Semitic online harassment, talks about his response and ways to discourage online bigotry with Steve Ginsburg, who is regional director of the Anti-Defamation League in Connecticut. At 8 o'clock, Timna Rockman and Aviad Yisraeli of the IDF reservists grassroots organization called My Truth talk about their experiences with the IDF. At 9 o'clock, Mark Golub sits down with Lital and Elad, 2 Israeli reserve soldiers, on a Stand With Us tour about their IDF experiences and how they respond to anti-Israel bias. At 10, author and New York Times columnist Ron Lieber suggests parenting strategies from the JCC of Greenwich at Carmel. And coming up right after this newscast tonight at 6:30, it's the ILTV program Frenemies. And that's the JBS News Update for Tuesday, January the 2nd, 2018. I'm Teisha Bader.